Después de haber sido secuestrada, puesta en trance, manipulada, bajo un constante terror psicológico, encerrada y aislada en una fría celda por semanas enteras, Maggie Evans ha logrado finalmente escapar de su cautiverio. Encontrada oportunamente por su padre, Maggie fue ingresada inconsciente al hospital. Y cuando Barnabás se presentó en el lugar con oscuras intenciones, fue informado que la joven había fallecido sin poder recuperar la conciencia ni alcanzar a revelar la identidad de su captor, lo cual evidentemente produjo un gran alivio en Barnabás, quien se retiró complacido de no tener que preocuparse más por la chica. Pero en realidad, Maggie Evans aún sigue con vida, solo que ya no es la misma de antes. Cuando al fin pudo salir de su inconsciencia, no tardaron en darse cuenta del cambio.
Maggie, did you recognize me? Huh?
Papa?
That's right, sweetheart.
Papa?
Oh, you haven't called me that in a long time.
Papa?
Yes, sweetheart.
I want my doll.
Doll? Yes, well, she had some doll with her when I found her. I don't know where she got it.
Here it is.
Here you are, darling.
Aunque Maggie reconoció a su padre, comenzó a preguntarle cuándo cumpliría su promesa de llevarla al parque de atracciones, una promesa hecha cuando ella tenía 10 años de edad. Pero con Joe fue diferente. Para la chica, él era un extraño.
Don't you recognize me?
No.
It's Joe.
Joe? I don't know you. Are we friends?
That's right, we are. Very good friends.
Contenta de tener un nuevo amigo, Maggie le prestó su muñeca. El médico llevó a los dos hombres fuera de la habitación y les explicó que al parecer el miedo y la angustia emocional sufrida por Maggie a raíz de su secuestro la hicieron retroceder en el tiempo. Ella está bloqueando algo aterrador y ha regresado a la niñez para mantenerse a salvo. Resulta obvio que tampoco es capaz de recordar su experiencia reciente.
We've got to get her to a psychiatrist right away.
Well, at the moment, I'm more concerned about Maggie's safety than her mental state.
Safety?
Well, sure, Sam. Face the facts. Whoever it was that kidnapped her may try again, and he might be successful.
Well, we won't give him a chance. We'll put a guard on the thing 24 hours a day. She will...
Quiet now. I've got a much better idea than that.
What is it?
I think we should let it be known that Maggie is dead.
Dead?
I think I can arrange it so that everyone will believe it. The proper records and the death certificate, they'll all be signed so that, well, it'll look legitimate. And everyone in Collinsport will believe that when Maggie got here to the hospital, she died, including the person who kidnapped her. As far as I can see, that's the only way that we can keep her completely safe.
Well, no, now how can you keep her in the hospital without people knowing she's alive?
Oh,
And
no.
Everyone who works here will know, the nurses, the orderlies.
Joe, I'm not planning to keep her here in the hospital. My plan is to send her to a nursing home about 100 miles north of here. One run by Dr. Hoffman, Julia Hoffman. You remember the doctor that was supposed to examine her blood sample before it was stolen? Now, she's already extremely interested in the case, and I think she can be convinced to cooperate.
Oh. You mean that we're going to have to stage a funeral?
No. I think I can spare you that. Look, what we'll do is this. We'll let out the story that there was a small, completely private ceremony. We'll say with a minister, an old friend of yours from another town, and only you and Joe in attendance. The important part is this. We three must be the only three in the world outside of Dr. Hoffman. who knows that Maggie is still alive. Sam? Joe?
Yes.
All right. As far as the outside world is concerned, Maggie Evans is dead.
Es por eso que cuando Barnabás llegó al hospital preguntando por la chica, se le dijo que había fallecido. Y así fue con los demás. Al día siguiente, Victoria recibió la llamada de Joe, informándole sobre la triste noticia. Cuando Elizabeth entra al salón, Vicky tarda un poco en reaccionar, hasta que logra decirle lo ocurrido.
Maggie, they found her.
Where? When?
She's dead.
Sip it slowly, it's hot.
Thank you.
I can't tell you how sorry I am.
Maggie was my first friend when I came to Collinsport. She was in the coffee shop the night that I got off the train. She was so warm and friendly. I wish there was going to be some funeral. This way, it's like I never said goodbye to her.
There isn't going to be a funeral.
No. Joe said that Mr. Evans feels that too many people would come to it out of curiosity because of all the mysteries surrounding her disappearance and her death.
Well, in a way, I can sort of understand that.
I guess I can, too. Still, she was my friend.
Is there anything I can do?
Caroline se dispone a salir, cuando Victoria le pide conversar un momento en el salón. Ella de inmediato se pone a la defensiva.
Why is it every time I'm on my way out the front door, somebody wants to talk to me? I know what you're going to say.
I don't think you did.
And the answer is yes. I am going to meet Buzz. And any other incredulous questions will all get the same answer. Yes, I'm madly in love with him. And yes, of course, I'm going to marry him. Now may I go?
Carolyn, Maggie Evans is dead.
Oh, no. How did it happen?
When Mr. Evans found her, she was alive, but she died in the hospital.
When?
Last night, Joe just called.
Joe. Poor Maggie. Do they know what happened?
Apparently not. But I didn't want to ask Joe too many questions. He was pretty shook up, huh? I guess so. But you know Joe. He doesn't always let you know how deeply he's feeling. Well, I thought you'd probably want to know.
Vicky. You and Maggie were really good friends, weren't you?
Yes.
I'm sorry this happened. I really am.
Thank you.
Caroline confiesa que ya no tiene ganas de salir y casi rompe su cita con VOZ, pero luego se obliga a ir. Después de todo, la boda es en unos pocos días y ella debe pasar más tiempo con su prometido.
The ocean's quieting down.
Look, there's a freighter out there. Wonder where it's going.
You want to sit down?
Casi de inmediato, la pareja comienza a hablar de Maggie.
Gone, Bert. We loved her and we'll try not to forget her.
I wonder if Woodard will find out exactly what it was.
Doesn't seem to matter anymore.
I think it does.
Why? She's dead.
Burke le recuerda que el hombre que mató a Maggie todavía está ahí afuera y espera que la muerte de la joven traiga pistas que ayuden a la policía a atraparlo. Pero a Victoria parece no importarle. En un momento dado, resulta obvio que ella está pensando en la confesión de Elizabeth cuando dice:
But if he's mad, maybe he couldn't help it. We all do things, terrible things that we can't help, even if we're not mad.
Vicky, somebody murdered Maggie very cruelly, very brutally. Compassion is one thing, but we can't just turn the world over to madmen and killers. We've got to take some kind of a stand.
Well, what if you can't take a stand?
But why can't we? If they find the man who killed Maggie, what are you going to do? Just turn him loose?
Of course
Well,
not.
what are you talking about?
Nothing. Burke, don't pay any attention to anything I say.
You've got something else on your mind, haven't you?
Can't we just sit here?
Sure. Sure, if you want to.
Otra pareja llega a Collinwood, pero ellos vienen discutiendo sobre los planes de su cita.
Hi, Mother.
Caroline quiere pasar una noche tranquila allí en la casa, pero VOZ hizo planes para compartir con su grupo de amigos.
I want to spend time in this mausoleum.
If you two are going to be in the drawing room, I'll go into the study.
You can't make plans for a drawing room. Now come on, let's go. How about it? They're waiting for us.
You can go ahead if you want to.
Una incómoda Liz se dispone a retirarse, justo cuando Victoria regresa de su paseo, por lo cual la invita a hacerle compañía.
Okay, forget the freeze. Buzz is just leaving.
I am.
You have plans, remember?
But they include you.
Well, include me tomorrow. Tonight I don't feel like getting myself included.
Maybe tomorrow there won't be any plans.
I'll take my chances.
You always pull a cop out like this.
No. I'll see you tomorrow. Same place. Be there, huh?
Like you said, you take your chances.
I'm a little tired tonight for a change.
Caroline termina admitiendo que perdió el entusiasmo en su cita, después de que viera a Joe caminando cabizbajo por la calle. No hablaron. Ella iba en la moto con VOZ, y aunque pasaron junto a él, ni siquiera levantó la mirada hacia ellos. Se veía muy triste.
I'm glad to know you have some feelings left.
I'm sorry, Mother, for a change. I don't even feel like arguing.
Carolyn. I'm sorry, too. I shouldn't have said that.
It doesn't matter. I'm sure the truce is temporary.
En el salón de Collinwood, Caroline está leyendo el periódico de la mañana cuando entra Victoria y se da cuenta de que algo anda mal.
Carolyn. What? Didn't you hear me?
Caroline le extiende el periódico para que vea la noticia que la ha afectado. Otra chica fue atacada anoche. Aparentemente, el estrangulador de Collinsport todavía está acechando. La conversación gira nuevamente en la difunta Maggie. Victoria planea visitar a Sam y Caroline también decide ir a ofrecer sus condolencias a Joe.
Joe's tried to be my friend, and now I want to be his if I can.
La amistosa conversación se rompe a los pocos minutos, cuando Victoria le informa a Caroline sobre la propuesta de Elizabeth.
Your mother asked me to be her witness at the marriage, and I said yes.
Her witness. So you're going to be a part of Mother's wedding party. Oh, how nice. How nice of Mother to include you. But then you seem to have become her second daughter. Only daughter, I should say.
Please don't be this way.
I'm happy for you, Vicky. I really am. You've always wanted a family, and now you've got one.
Hello, Mr. Evans.
Oh, Vicky.
I
Hello.
hope I'm not disturbing you.
Not at all. No. Come on in.
Durante la visita de Vicky, a Sam se le hace difícil hablar sobre la muerte de su hija, porque él sabe que Maggie no está muerta, pero debe seguir actuando según lo planeado. Sin embargo, hay un breve momento en que se ve tentado a decir la verdad.
Vicky,
Yes?
you were very fond of Maggie, weren't you?
She was my friend. She was my first friend when I came here. I'm not going to forget her.
Vicky,
Yes?
Thanks for stopping by.
Of course.
Joe?
Oh, hi.
Hello.
What brings you out here?
I was looking for you. They told me you were out here.
Yeah, I spend a lot of my lunch hours here.
I know. I used to meet you out here sometimes, remember?
Yes, I remember.
It seems like 1,000 years ago.
Yeah.
But it wasn't, was it? Strange. It was less than a year ago.
Well, a year can be a long time. A lot can happen.
I know. Joe, I...
Yeah?
I don't know how to say it.
Is it about Maggie?
Yes.
You want to say you're sorry, that's it, isn't it?
I wish I could say a lot more than that.
Consider it said.
I knew you probably wouldn't want to talk about her.
I don't. But I appreciate what you're trying to say. It just doesn't need to be said.
You were in love with her, weren't you?
I still am.
Were you planning to be married?
We talked about it.
Joe, I wish there was something I could say. Something I could do that would make
Look,
a difference.
Carolyn, I'm grateful for your sympathy, but I don't want it and I don't need it. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
I hear you're getting married.
Who told you that?
It's all over town.
I'm thinking about it.
Oh, only thinking?
No. Buzz and I are engaged.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
El tema se desvía hacia esa boda, con Caroline tratando de hacer creer que será muy feliz casándose. Joe, evitando discutir, le dice que eso es asunto de ella.
I'm sorry, Joe,
For what?
for talking about myself when I came to see if I could do something for you.
We all think about ourselves.
Not the way I do. I can be selfish and cruel. I know that. I know how cruel I was to you.
What happened between us is ancient history.
Maybe. But I was cruel. And I wish I hadn't been. Not to you.
Look, Carolyn, why do we have to go into this now? Huh?
Because you make me feel so ashamed.
I do.
I wish I could be as brave as you are.
Brave, me?
If someone I loved had just died, I'd go all to pieces. I know I would.
I thought we weren't going to talk about Maggie.
I mean, I wish I could be the way you are. You know how to cope with life. I don't.
I'm not always so good at it.
You are. You wouldn't go to pieces if your mother decided to marry somebody you couldn't stand. You wouldn't...
Take up with the wrong sort of person just for spite?
I didn't say that.
That's what you were going to say, isn't it?
I don't know which way to turn, Joe. I can't understand what my mother is doing. All I know is I want to hurt her. I need to hurt her.
Even if you hurt yourself in the process.
I'm not hurting myself. I dig Buzz and he digs me. We could be very happy.
If you really believe that, then marry him. If you don't, don't. But don't do it just to hurt your mother or anybody else. End of advice.
There we go again. Talking about me.
It's all right.
I wish I could do something for you, Joe.
Nothing you can do.
Call on me if there's anything you need. Will you?
Sure. And thanks.
Goodbye, Joe.
So long.
La presencia de Jason también es cada vez más intolerable para Roger.
Ah, Roger. Good evening. I said good evening.
Cuando él se dispone a salir del salón, Jason comenta que deberían tratar de llevarse mejor, ya que pronto serán cuñados.
We're not brothers-in-law yet, and if I can do anything about it, you won't be. You seem to find humor in everything.
Yes, I do. Especially in hollow threats.
Do you think it's impossible to prevent you from marrying my sister?
Oh, I think that if an obstacle could have been placed in the way of this marriage, it would have been done long before this.
Roger le asegura que la única forma en que podrá verlo es como su enemigo.
All right. Then let me tell you something, brother-in-law. I've gone out of my way. I've bent over backwards. I've smiled at you when I should have spat. And now let me tell you, if it's an enemy you're after, you've chosen an adversary who never loses. And if you continue to oppose me, you may find yourself hung up on the short end of Collinwood.
Pese a la amenaza, Roger le dice que se está asegurando de que nunca tome el control sobre las propiedades de los Collins. En la casa vieja, Willie entra para informar a su amo que ya ha limpiado la celda en el sótano y que todo rastro de Maggie ha desaparecido.
Good.
What's the matter?
I thought I saw someone out there.
David?
No, but it could have been a child.
Barnabas, what are we going to do now?
About what?
Well, she's dead. Maggie Evans is dead.
Well, there isn't one much can do about it.
I didn't count on her dying.
Well, no one ever counts on it. But it happens.
I mean, she seemed all right. She seemed like she was going to be okay.
Yes, her death was a surprise to me. I'm still not certain of the cause.
Aren't you? Well, I'll tell you. We're the cause. We put her through something that no one should have to go through. I've done rotten things in my life, but nothing like this. I hate myself for it.
And me? Do you also hate me?
You know how I feel.
Yes, I do. Take care, Willie. I can tolerate only so much opposition.
I just didn't figure this kind of thing would happen. We went too far. Too far.
My existence has rather special requirements.
That girl's death wasn't part of it. You could have gone on without her.
I'll be the judge of what I need. If you really don't want to work for me, you know the alternative, don't you?
Yeah, I know.
Your life dangles by a thread. Be careful that you don't put too much strain on it. I suggest you forget the Evans girl.
Yeah, I'll forget. If I can.
Now, I want you to go out there, outside. I feel sure there's someone out there.
Sure, I'll go out and look around. And I'll try not to think. I'll try not to think who your next victim will be.
Hello, Barnabas.
Roger, this is a surprise. Come in, please.
Thank you. I was out getting some fresh sea air, and I thought I'd look in on you. I hope I'm not interrupting you.
Not at all. I'm glad you dropped by.
Roger comenta que tenía que salir de Collinwood y Barnabas se convierte en un buen amigo dispuesto a escuchar. Mientras beben una copa de brandy, Roger le dice que cree que Jason está obligando a su hermana a casarse con él. Barnabas pregunta sobre la naturaleza del chantaje, pero Roger no lo sabe, aunque parece ser algo del pasado. Roger le dice a Barnabas que todo el mundo ha tratado de disuadir a Elizabeth del matrimonio y que Caroline incluso ha planeado casarse el mismo día con alguien que es, sin duda, una de las personas de peor reputación en todo el condado.
It's the terrible sound of a family disintegrating.
Well, that's exactly what it is. We all feel so helpless about it.
Well, I don't like to get myself involved in this sort of thing, but if you want, I could talk to Elizabeth.
No, thank you very much, but I don't think it would do any good, and it would just put you in a difficult position.
Is it possible that Maguire could be bought off?
No. Seems to me that he has set higher goals for himself. He's going all out this time.
Un angustiado Roger manifiesta su preocupación ante la posibilidad de que Jason tome el control de la propiedad y sus empresas, con artimañas y malas jugadas.
I only wish that there was someone who could deal with him, someone who knew how to handle him.
Well, since the disposition of this property would involve me, I think perhaps I will have a word with Mr. McGuire. I understand him, and I think I might be able to ease the situation.
Would you do that? I would appreciate it.
Yes. Yes, I'll speak to him right away.
Out here?
Looking for someone to play with, but I can't find anyone.
Well, there isn't anyone to play with. It's late and everyone's home. That's where you should be.
Home? I'm not far from home.
Where do you live?
Around here.
Your mother and father must be looking for you.
I can't find them.
Well, maybe they're home or somewhere near there.
No.
And where are they?
I don't know. I've been looking for them. For such a long time, I can't find them anywhere.
Hey, kiddo, I don't understand you. Hey, are you the one who was playing with David?
David?
Uh-huh.
Oh, yes. I met a boy named David. I was looking for him, too, but I couldn't find him.
Yeah, well, that's because he's not supposed to play here, and you're not supposed to play here either. Now, nobody is.
I have to have some place to play.
Well, you play someplace else, but not around here. But this ain't a safe place, you understand? It ain't safe around here. Now, you better get going, you understand? Now, which way's your house?
I live over there.
Oh, no, that's the old house, Mr. Collins' house. Now, where do you live?
I told you!
Hey, I know what's the matter. You're lost, huh?
Willie decide llevar la colina abajo, hasta la ciudad, pero cuando se da la vuelta, la niña ha desaparecido.
Hey, little girl! Where'd you go? Where are you? Where are you? Little girl?
Barnabás y Roger llegan a Collinwood y Barnabás sugiere mirar las escrituras originales para ver si podría haber una cláusula que evite que Jason asuma el control de las propiedades de la familia.
Well, I'll look upstairs. Would you mind waiting inside?
Certainly.
Ah, Mr. Collins. Good evening.
Good evening, Mr. McGuire. You appear to be quite comfortable.
Well, these are very comfortable surroundings. One might as well take advantage of the facilities.
Quite so. I understand there's to be a change in, shall we say, family relationships.
Relationships? Ah, yes. Very well put. You're referring, of course, to my marriage to your cousin.
Yes, that's it.
Well, it promises to be a very happy event.
Does it?
Yes, it does. And I intend to take every measure to ensure that it does. This marriage means a chance at happiness for your cousin Liz. Oh, but I'm sure you've taken that into consideration.
I've taken many things into consideration. I certainly don't want to become a partisan in this situation, because it isn't quite my business.
Well, I'm very happy that you realize that and said it yourself.
But I'm concerned with your motives.
Oh. I see. You've been talking to the family.
I've hardly discussed it with anyone.
I hope not.
But there is the possibility that I know more about you than the others.
Know about me? Now, whatever does that mean? Oh, yes. My former friend. Your employee, Willie Loomis.
He's told me very little, actually. Now, I base what I'm saying on the few contacts that I've had with you.
Oh? And just what is it that you are saying?
I'm expressing concern for the future of the Collins family.
Oh, well, the Collins family has a great future, I assure you.
I want to be certain that the Collins estate remains as it has been, intact.
It certainly shall.
I hope so. But I'm also concerned that the estate doesn't fall into the hands of an unscrupulous person.
Unscrupulous.
Barnabás hace alusión a las actividades de Jason en el pasado, que pudieron estar fuera de la ley. Y este le sugiere cínicamente que debería llamar al sheriff si está tan preocupado. Y agrega con una fría sonrisa que no va a dejarse intimidar ni por él ni por nadie. Y es así. Jason ha avanzado de manera considerable en sus planes y está decidido a no permitir que suceda nada que pueda impedirle alcanzar su objetivo. De inmediato, señala sus sospechas ante Barnabás.
I've been taking a long, hard look at you, and I've come to wonder, just who are you? And just what is it that you do? You see, you have hired a former friend of mine, a man whose character leaves much to be desired, and who fills the description of an unscrupulous person. Well, now, I have to ask myself, what does a man like Mr. Collins want with a man like Willie? Why should a gentleman hire a man like Willie? It strikes me that perhaps a man like Willie fits very well into whatever it is that you do, that you need a man like him. Tell me, Mr. Collins, just what is it that you do?
That is my business.
Oh, yes, of course. It's your business. But tell me, what is your business, Mr. Collins? Where do you get your money? I know you're from the foreign branch, and obviously there must be some money there. But you don't have any accounts at the bank in town. I know you don't operate a business. Yet you go somewhere in the daytime. Every day, in fact. Come to think of it, Mr. Collins, I've never seen you in the daytime. Tell me, just where is it that you go? You know, you're a mystery to me, Mr. Collins. And you're beginning to interest me very much.
What's the matter?
I've just had a talk with your friend McGuire. He's beginning to ask questions.
That's the way he is, full of bluffs.
If he isn't careful, he'll have to be dealt with.
He likes to bluff everybody. Don't worry about him. Oh, by the way, you were right about somebody being outside.
Who was it?
Some little girl. Found her wandering out there. I sent her on her way. She took off pretty fast.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, she must have run fast, because I turned my back and she was gone. Strange kid. Seemed kind of lost. Had no sense of direction. When I asked her where she lived, she kept pointing at this house.
Salimos de Collinsport y viajamos 160 kilómetros de distancia a un sanatorio privado llamado Wycliffe. Allí, la doctora Julia Hoffman examina a Maggie, quien aún se aferra a la muñeca de su amiga Sarah.
Can you hear my voice? Can you hear my voice? Don't answer, just nod. Can you hear my voice? Good. Good. Now just concentrate on the light. Do you know who is speaking? Do you know who is speaking to you? What is my name? Do you know who I am?
Doctor?
Yes, doctor. But do I have a name? What is my name?
Doctor.
Dr. Hoffman. Dr. Hoffman.
Dr. Hoffman.
Good. And do you know your name? Do you have a name? What is your name? Don't be frightened. Just tell me, what is your name?
You mean to tell me that I can't even see my own daughter?
I'm just telling you, I don't think it's a very good idea.
Sam está preocupado porque ya han pasado varios días y no ha tenido noticias de Maggie. Goddard le explica que la doctora Hoffman no suele ser muy comunicativa y que solo envió una carta notificando que Maggie estaba en tratamiento. Para Sam, el hecho de que no haya nada que informar significa que la condición de su hija no ha mejorado. Y eso lo angustia. El médico le pide que tenga paciencia, pero eso es lo que menos tiene. Sam está decidido a ver a su hija para asegurarse de su condición. Pese a las recomendaciones, conducirá hasta el sanatorio con Joe y averiguará qué está pasando. Dave se muestra reacio, pero finalmente decide acompañarlos. En el auto, Joe le dice a Sam que le preocupa que Maggie no lo reconozca, tal y como pasó en el hospital antes de ser trasladada. La sola idea lo asusta. La vio tan vulnerable, tan indefensa, y no puede incluso dejar de sentirse culpable por no haberla podido ayudar en su momento.
You think we should turn around, don't you?
I don't know what to think. All I know is that I'm scared.
So am I.
I'm sorry to be so abrupt, but I can't say I'm happy to see you or Mr. Evans and Mr. Haskell.
I didn't think you would be, Doctor, but I still think that Sam Evans' feelings should be taken into consideration.
I am not interested in Mr. Evans. My only concern is with Miss Evans.
Goddard le ruega a su colega que le dé a Sam la oportunidad de ver a su hija.
Would you ask Mr. Evans and Mr. Haskell to come in, please? Thank you.
Luego de los respectivos saludos, la doctora Hoffman le informa a los dos hombres que les permitirá ver a la paciente, no sin antes advertirles que dicha visita puede resultar bastante dolorosa para todos.
Well, isn't that more or less to be expected?
Pain does not always come in the way we expect. I just want to be sure you are ready for what may happen.
And what do you think might happen?
I don't know. If I knew, I wouldn't have to allow you to see your daughter so I could find out. Mr. Evans and Mr. Haskell are here to see Miss Evans. Would you see that they're taken up? Thank you. My nurse will show you where to go.
Una vez que se han ido, Julia le dice a Dave que sabe muy bien lo que pasará. Será terrible, pero es la única forma de desalentar futuras visitas. Ella está decidida a encontrar la verdad a como dé lugar.
Come in. Please don't stay for more than a few minutes. I'll be right outside if you need me.
Maggie?
Hi, sweetheart.
You look fine, honey.
Yeah, how are you feeling?
Desde un primer momento, los hombres se encuentran ante una situación desalentadora. Maggie está mirando al vacío y ni siquiera los reconoce. Ella se pone de pie, deja caer la muñeca y se dirige a la ventana tratando de pasar los barrotes. Le devuelven la muñeca y Sam, impaciente, comete el error de hablarle de cuando ella era niña. Joe le recuerda que no debe forzarla a recordar el pasado. Ella comienza a cantar.
Take the key and lock her up. Lock her up. Take the key and lock her up.
Maggie,
take it easy, honey.
Locking you up. Honestly,
Lock
this is
her
a
up.
hospital where you're going to get better, Maggie.
Lock her up.
Maggie, Maggie,
My
please.
back.
Maggie. Please, you've got nothing to be afraid of. It's me.
Maggie, please. Take the key and lock her up. Lock her up.
All right.
Lock her up.
All right. I think you better go now.
Dave y Julia hablan sobre la investigación del caso, pero aunque la mujer admite algunos progresos, no está lista para divulgar información al respecto. Y es así con todo lo que Goddard pregunta. Sí, está empezando a entender a Maggie. Sí, ha descubierto algo en las muestras de sangre. Sí, tiene claro lo que hará a continuación. Pero cuando él la presiona para que le dé más detalles, ella se cierra y repite lo mismo.
All I can say is, I have nothing more to say at this time. Ask them to come in. Mr. Evans and Mr. Haskell have concluded their visit. I'm sorry you had to come so far for such a brief visit.
Oh, I guess we shouldn't have seen her.
She was very frightened, wasn't she?
Yeah.
And it was very painful for you as well.
I don't want to talk about it.
Then perhaps you'll allow me to say one thing.
What's that?
Trust me. Trust me to let you know when it's advisable for another visit.
But I had to see her.
But you didn't see her.
What?
Was that your daughter? That frightened, poor frightened child? Well, certainly was not. It may be a long time, Mr. Evans, before you can see your daughter. Until that time, may I observe that your absence may hasten the day. Have you any more questions, Dr. Woodard?
Not at this time. Good afternoon, Doctor.
Good afternoon.
I wonder what it was that Dave didn't want me to see.
Maggie, obviously.
Or was it Dr. Hoffman?